Welcome to my second abundance episode of 2022. This is going to be a short one, I'm thinking. I thought it would be fun to give a little update of where I'm at in the new year since I put together a vision board and with a bunch of new desires on it. And I talked on December 31st, my abundance episode was about making sure you capture your desires. And then I did 2 workshops on how to put together a vision board. I even called it a bucket list board because that was kind of fun to call it that. But it's some training about why it's so important to have a vision. And then, how I do it with a software program I use. It's super simple. And so I thought it was really important to stress that. And then I think 3 episodes that I've done so far in 2022 are focused on authenticity, because we if we're not stepping into who we are meant to be, who we really are at our core, if we're putting down desires that aren't aligned with who we are, then our desires aren't going to get us excited, and you'll put them down and forget about them, and just won't be waking up with inspired action to accomplish the things that will get you to those desires. So authenticity and having this vision and knowing what your desires are that are aligned with who you're meant to be, what you're supposed to do in the world, are so important. And I know that if you do those things and you align those things, you're going to have the best year of your life. It's going to be an amazing year. So I have my vision board, and I there's a couple things that I want to talk about on it. So in my training, one of the things I talked about is creating these domino goals, and that's where you basically pick a goal. So the idea behind domino goals is it reduces the overwhelm, because sometimes like my vision board's got a ton of things on it. So it's like, well, what are maybe 3 goals that could accomplish a lot of things? Like, in other words, and that's what a domino does, right? You push one down and then it knocks a bunch of others down automatically and with a lot less effort or 0 effort. And so a domino goal, that's what it does, is you pick a big goal and it will knock down a bunch of other goals. In accomplishing that, it makes a lot of the other desires happen as well. It's just kind of like, it's like, rolling a bowling ball down, and you hit one pin and then they all go down. All right. So I think dominoes is enough of an example. We don't need the bowling example as well, but that's just another one for you. But one of my domino goals was to get back to my ideal weight, because I've really been negligent, and I've just let myself go physically, and that frustrates me. And so, I'm not, in bad shape. So I'll give myself that, which makes it even easier to accomplish this goal, right? It's like, why am I not accomplishing this goal? Been wanting this for a while, but I just really haven't been showing up and stepping into the person that I want to be. And sometimes, and that's why how you reach future goals is you think about who that person is who already has that goal, who that future you is, that you're striving to be, and then you start behaving and being and doing the things that future you would do. So you wake up in the morning, and this is kind of like my mindset. What I do is I wake up in the morning and I say, what would fit Lori do? What would Lori, who is back to her ideal weight, what decisions would she make? Well, she would make the decision to exercise. And she'll be committed to an exercise program. So that's what I wanted to do today, is to tell you that I have put these desires down. One of my domino goals is related to being healthier and fitter. And I have done workouts every day this week. So I'm so proud of myself, and I'm feeling like, it's just like stepping into the person I want to be. And the behavior that I'm using and choosing to do is that of somebody who is already at that goal weight, somebody who would exercise on a regular basis, commit to something. So I committed to a program. It's like has 4 workouts. So, but the 4th workout's kind of a stretching workout. So I did the 3 workouts that were tough, super sore. It's that good sore. It's like, first of all, when I was doing it the first day, and some of the things that used to be easy for me to do were kind of hard. And I was like, oh my God, how many more of these? 2 more, 1 more. Oh my God. And, then I'm so proud that I got through that part of the exercise. Now on to the next one, and continue to reevaluate, keep going. You only have so much left. And then being that sore, but then you feel so accomplished. And then each day you feel stronger. And so it's such a win, just getting into the program, and only, having only done it 4 days, I'm feeling so much accomplishment. So that's one of the things that I'm focused on. And so I'm just reporting in for accountability that it's going well. So on my vision board, I have exercise 5 times a week. So I've already done 4, and there's 3 days left in the week. So I'm definitely going to hit and surpass that goal. So I want to incorporate, more physical, like weightlifting, strength training, I guess is the right thing. Cause when you think of weightlifting, you think of these big bulky people, and no, it's just more toning with weights. And I love working with weights. And starting low so I don't hurt myself, because remember last year I had my tendonitis in my arm, my triceps tendonitis. I don't want that to come back. So far so good. And I want to incorporate more yoga. So while I'm doing the strength training, I'm also going to be doing different yoga workouts, because I want to do some ninja tricks. I was in Greece, and the instructor, my retreat leader, she teaches people to stand on their hands. And so that's one thing I want to do. And you might see me on social media standing on my hands someday soon. So doing crow pose, doing handstands and headstands. And that's one of the goals, that by getting to my ideal weight. So that being a yogi ninja is kind of one of those domino, like that domino is going to be hit if I'm, regularly exercising and I'm doing the things to get myself back to the ideal weight. So that's just a quick example of a way that I'm, have all these desires on my vision board, and I'm breaking them down to like a kind of a digestible chunk. And so it's not like feeling overwhelming. Like I have all these goals and I have to like take actions on all these different goals. No, focus on the one big one, and then let the dominoes fall. So the other thing that I like to do every year is pick a word. And so this is my challenge to you, to find a word. And sometimes it's just something that comes up. Maybe by the end of me talking, you'll think of a word, but it needs to be your word. Own your word. It has to be something that feels in alignment with how you want to show up this year. And so, a couple of years ago, I picked, what was coming up for me was courage. And then it was really crazy. I was sitting in my car thinking, I need to pick a word. And I got out of my car and went into the store. The first store I went into, and I came, it was a bracelet. I think it was a bracelet, or I can't remember if it was a bracelet or a necklace, but it said, I am brave. It said, I am brave. I mean, I was like, what? That confirms that this needs to be my word for the year. So it's really cool how sometimes, you'll think of something and then the universe will confirm it through some crazy instance like that. And that was like within 5 minutes of me thinking of the word. And last year I had silence, because I wanted to bring more silence and less busy doing into my life. This year it's simplicity. And simplicity means a lot of different things to me. And this was something that one of my team members actually came up with, because he suggested that we, as a team, the business, we make things more simple. Every time we do something, how can we simplify it? And I tell you, it's such a great thing to lead with that. We were talking about something today, in fact, and we were making it more complicated than it needed to be. And I said, whoa, let's wait a second. What's absolutely necessary, and how can we make it simple? And so we did that. It made it so much easier, the decision on what we were going to do. And I'm doing this training, and the training I've done before, but I've done it in different formats. And so this year I've done the training. The last 2 times I've done it, I did it recorded. So what we've done is we stripped it down. So it's actually half as many trainings as we did before, and it's live. So it's a different format. So it's going to still have great, what I feel is great actionable content, but we're changing the way we're doing it. We're simplifying it. So, because one of the things that I know my audience struggles with is navigating technology a lot. And so we've done Facebook groups, and Facebook groups have become not very much fun. First of all, they're really hard to navigate, especially if there's a lot of activity going on in them. So trying to follow a training is really hard I've found for my audience. And it's easy to get lost in a Facebook group, for example. Plus, some people have moved off of Facebook, and they're not even on Facebook anymore. They're on Instagram, because a lot of people during the election, people were driven off of Facebook because there was a lot of, fighting on people have different opinions. And so the last time I did my training, I got emails from people saying, well, I'm not on Facebook. And so it made it a lot more difficult to deliver training when people aren't on a platform, and you don't want to force them to sign up for a platform just for training. And so my team was like, okay, so how can we make this easy? How can we simplify it so it's not complicated and people can find the training easy, and they don't get lost, and it's in order, and they know where they are. So I'm really excited to take the word of the year and actually start applying it right away. And like I said, to always remember it, be aware of how am I making things hard, or am I making things simple? Always pick simple, right? And that's what I want for my life. I want to simplify my life. Another phrase that I have on my vision board is work less, earn more. Because last year I actually worked less and earned more. And so I know it's possible. I have evidence of it being possible. And so the smarter you get with, how efficient you are as a team, and the choices you make. So I'm excited about that, and to be more focused on the things that we're doing. So simplicity is my word, and it's on the middle of my vision boards. When I look at it, it's in big letters and I see it. So that is really exciting. So this is just a real quick episode to bring you up to speed, to remind you that it's a new year, clean slate, new vision. Make sure, if you have a vision, it's always good time of the year to update it and pick a word of the year. And I'm really excited because I'm going to do my training, and then I'm off to Florida for a month. And so what I'm also doing is preparing for that. And I'm still going to work when I'm in Florida. So it's not like I'm going to be totally lollygagging, but all of my podcast interviews that I do on the Monday episodes that I do that are interview format, I'm batching them in advance. So right now I'm doing 2 interviews a day, and then I'll start doing interviews again in March when I'm back, but I don't want to be doing interviews while I'm in Florida. And it's so much fun, because one of the things that I love about what I do is meeting people with this podcast. And I'm meeting such interesting people with amazing stories. And I tell you, that's one of the things that really excites me every day, is connecting with people. It's like, well, maybe I should continue to do it in Florida in February, because I like it so much that I won't have interviews in February, but it's my birthday month, so I need to focus on other things in February. I like to spread all the celebration out, so it's going to be fun. I'm really excited about it. And the other thing is, before we leave to go to Florida, it's January here in Virginia, and we got hit with a big snowstorm that knocked our power out for 5 days last week. And we're expecting another snowstorm on Sunday. So it's been quite a wild ride as it relates to weather in 2022 here. Last year, it's so funny in Virginia, it's just like we have a really mild winter, and then we'll get hit with, something crazy. So last year, I don't think we had hardly any snow at all. Maybe a couple inches here or there. But yeah, we're supposed to have another big one. The last one I think was about 8 inches, and it was such a heavy snow that it took a lot of trees down, which ended up knocking out the power. And I think they're still recovering, still like cutting trees, and some of the power lines are being held up with pieces of wood. But just to get the power on. But I said, this is the way I choose to look at it. If it snows again and it's this heavy snow again, all the trees that are going to come down or would have come down or have come down. So there's less trees that'll knock power lines down this time. So that's how I choose to look at it. But I think we're going to get another like 8 to 10 incher. So, which is a lot for a state that isn't used to snow, and a lot of people don't drive well in the snow. So wish me luck. I just pray that I have my power and I don't lose my power. But if I do, then I have many places to go, because when it happened last time, I had COVID and I couldn't go anywhere but my daughter's, because she's the one who gave it to me. So now my options are much more open because I'm over COVID and I'm not in quarantine anymore. So that's what's going on with me right now. And I'm just excited to be working on my domino goals and to be simplifying my life. So have a great rest of your weekend, and wherever you are, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay warm. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into the Not Your Average Lives podcast. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe on iTunes if you have an Apple device. You can find free resources and learn what else I have going on at the moment that might interest you on my website at notyouraverage.grandma.com. You can also find me on Instagram or Facebook at Not Your Average Grandma. If you liked this episode, it would make my heart so happy if you could leave me a 5-star rating. You can also add a review to let me know what you like about this podcast, which will help spread the word about it to others who need a little midlife inspiration. As always, be you, listen to your inner voice, and focus on reigniting that lost spark so you can start living your own Not Your Average life.